Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you might have seen in the video description, Yamaha discontinued the R6 model from the upcoming year 2021, and this is the second time I am actually recording this video because I recorded it last week as soon as I heard the news and the audio did not record, so GoPro played a game with me, so I am re-recording this. I haven't told you guys that the Yamaha R6 was my first bike in the US. I have a lot of good memories on that bike. It was my introduction to sports bike world. The bikes I previously owned were back in India and they were very low powered. The biggest engine that I used to ride in India was a 350cc Royal Enfield. So coming to this engine was a big change for me. From Yamaha's perspective, they have taken a good decision because the R6 was not their best selling because of the introduction and increase in popularity of the sport naked bikes. I mean, if you look at Yamaha itself, they have the MT-07 and MT-09. Both of them are cheaper than the R6 and a lot more comfortable to ride in the city streets. If you let me choose between an R6 and a MT-09 now, knowing what I know about both the bikes, I will pick an MT-09 anytime. The MT-09 is a lot more friendly to ride with better ergonomics and it is a lot more comfortable on the city streets. But what is lacking in MT-09 or the MT-07 is the top end power that the R6 gives you. He has a nice helmet. That's Joker. Nice. Anyway, coming back to the topic, so the R6 was kind of a good option for people who want to start and get on the racetrack and they are new to super sports, because the liter bikes like the Yamaha R1 or the CBR 1000RR or the BMW S1000RR, they are way too powerful and difficult to manage when you compare it with the 600cc class of super sports. So the 600cc super sport was actually a good entry point for racetrack enthusiasts, at least if not on the street. Trust me, I went from an R6 to an R1. The R1 was a lot more powerful than the R6 comparatively. I wouldn't recommend anyone to start on a liter bike on the racetrack. I mean, last year CBR decided to stop their CBR 600RR because of low sales, and now Yamaha took the decision, and my guess is even Suzuki and Kawasaki and other manufacturers might go towards the same direction, because the naked sports are gaining a lot of popularity these days and they are much cheaper to own. Even the insurance rates are cheaper for these naked bikes, so obviously that would be first choice for anyone, especially if you are a new rider and you are looking at 600cc class of bikes. You would look at the MT-07 or KTM 690 or anything like that, which is cheaper than the 600cc super sports, and they are a lot more comfortable, so they are easier to ride and easier to learn. And to me, knowing what I know now, having owned both the R6 and an R1, I will go back to the R1 if given an option. I wouldn't pick the R6 over the R1 because the R1 was more comfortable, had good enough torque so that I didn't have to wring its neck every time I had to pass a vehicle or increase my speed So given my experience with sport bikes, I would choose the R1 over the R6. So it is kind of a logical decision from Yamaha's point for them to discontinue the R6, because the 600cc class of super sports have been low selling for quite some time, and this debate has been going on for a while that the 600cc super sports might be discontinued from the manufacturers. So Yamaha finally took the plunge and made that decision. I mean, I might be biased towards the R6 a little because I owned that bike and I kind of have a emotional attachment to that bike. But if you think logically, for Yamaha it is a good decision from sales perspective. Anyway, I am kind of divided between whether it's a good thing they did or a bad thing. Anyway, the decision has been made, so anyone who wants to enter into racing might have to go with some other manufacturer other than Yamaha and Honda for their 600cc super sports. I am not really sure for how long the other manufacturers would continue their 600cc class of super sports, but I hope they continue. I don't want the entire sector of motorcycles to go away, and I have a few friends who actually prefer the 600cc super sports over the 1000s for city streets because they are lighter and they are more flickable in the traffic. I kind of have a different opinion about that because I prefer the torque of the liter bikes more when compared to the 600cc. That is just my opinion and my preference. Anyway, if anyone wants to get an R6, now is the time. Go and talk to your local dealer and get it. One advantage you might have if you own an R6 now or get a new one is that the resale value would be a bit higher, since new R6 wouldn't be available from the upcoming years. So there you go. If you want to really get an R6, go ahead and make the plunge. Guys, if you like my videos, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. It would really help me in deciding what kind of videos I should be making, and it will also help the YouTube algorithm to recognize my videos. Anyway, talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.